everyone, Liz here. Let's talk about episode 10, right, of Dino Fury, because it's way better than episode 9, in my opinion, because we see Arla, who's short-lived, but very, very fun. We get some Solon, Zayto, like, I don't know why she's being so stubborn. Solon, again, has to put her life on the line to save everything. Just really, really fun. Oh, and there are dogs involved. Why not? Why not have dogs? Let's talk about Phoning Home. Power Rangers Dino Fury, episode 10. When last we left our villains, Void Knight had just gotten a whole bunch of Sporix because he got to run amok in the city, and he's talking about getting away that the Rangers will never see coming. Guess what? He's building another robot, and with putting Sporix inside of it, it becomes even more powerful, and hey, it can become kind of like one of his general soldiers. Meet Slyther, Campbell Cooley, yay! The showman who I'm excited to see survive for a while. I mean, hopefully, fingers crossed, just look at the Sentai and you'll see how long he stays around. But the big thing about this episode is that Zayto is trying to phone home again. He sent messages before to Rafcon, but continuously trying to increase the strength of the signal to hopefully be able to reach them. Also note, I'm getting better for being sick, but after a while my voice starts getting a little funky. We have Zayto just being optimistic and happy, and here comes Solon. Like, I made you a recipe that I had found from Rafcon, and being so incredible, it takes a bite. It is dog food. I do love this though, because it shows Solon still, she's trying. She is caring for Zayto. She's like, look, I know you're lost. You know, you're playing. Let me try to make this for you. And then, of course, like, oh, that's why the dessert turned like this, and it was a bone, and she threw it. Made this comment, though, next time I should just order you a pizza. I'm like, I felt that, Solon. I felt that so much. You go to cook, and you're like, ta-da, and then your daughter's like, I just want mac and cheese, and you're like, should just order pizza. Anywho, let's go to the Rangers, where they're currently filming a thing with Jane and Jayborg, where now androids can have collars to make them be cats. And the best, this might have been one of the best lines ever, is from Jane. She's talking about cats, you know, they love you, and she's like, oh, they're great companions, and they give you unconditional love. They're messy, so it's not worth it. And the whole, like, that crowd shot right there, I paused it, and I was just rolling on that for a while. Just deconstructing this whole shot of everybody's faces whenever, I mean, because it was like, it's a cat, like, oh, you know, we love cats and stuff. She's like, not worth it. There's the dog, and of course, after Jayborg turns into the cat, she's J-Cat, and then the dog chases her, and yada yada. And look, like it or not, it's part of Power Rangers. My daughter's 4, she thinks it's hilarious. That's just what it is. I've learned to love them, because the only other option is to hate them, and it's just boring that way, so I might as well love them, right? Right. The Rangers, after they run off, the Rangers are like, beep, 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 oh, you ready for practice? Like, was your phone just gonna go off in the middle of the segment? I don't understand. How are you ready for practice? Like, your segment got cut short. You should still be filming right now. Like, where are your minimums on your contract? I don't understand. That's fine. Anywho, it's a big old training sequence, and it is really nice. I like seeing all the Rangers actually getting that training. Izzy gets to hold hers, you know, the way that, you know, Win more, so it's just more of that, putting the character to the suit and whatnot. Although I will say that, seriously, Amelia, who trains on that? Who trains? Like, obviously, Izzy's like, I'm ready to go. The other guys, he's kind of wearing like a jacket and a hoodie. And Amelia's like, I have cute pants on and chucks and a little tight jacket. I'm like, what? I could not kick in that at all. But that's why she's Power Ranger, not me. Anyway, we meet Arla, a night of Rafcon, and immediately they're all like, yo, should we be trusting her? But she does the whole arm. Izzy, a hotshot athlete, and oh, of course, because remember before, Void Knight's like, hey, you have all the data on the Rangers. Yes, so it's kind of one of those, like, I get it's a good thing that you can rely on it, but on the other hand, can you not rely on that bit anymore? Because as long as you know some basic information, I don't know. Solon was all, Zayto, you should read your mind. It's like, oh, I shouldn't have to. Well, that clearly would have stopped everything right then and there. But no, we can trust you, blah, blah, blah. Solon's just being a meanie poo. But Arla, I need to rest. Okay, ends up being Slyther! Da-da-da! And in the base to get all the Sporex, ends up finding out, well, it says, you know, hey, Void Knight, I'm in, awesome! And upon them basically just says, Void Knight, go out and distract the Rangers because I'm in the base. Let me go get all of the Sporex. Well, of course, Void Knight doesn't take nearly as long. Solon's like, something's up with this chick. I'm gonna feed her a little Rafcon food. And they're like, oh, it's delicious. It's like, I fed you dog food. Ha! Transport Arla out of it, and kaboom. That's whenever Solon takes a shot. Man, I was a little worried, but, you know, Solon has plot armor, at least until the very end. Slyther's like, aha, I'm the bad guy, and goes back to the base because rips off Solon's communicator. The Rangers do find it a bit fishy, though, whenever they come back to the base, and, like, Solon never leaves during the middle of the fight. So they went out to look for it, where you just have Zayto and Elysian, Alon, Aloy, Amar. That was her name? Arla. Yeah, Arla. So, going to reach for the Sporex, Zayto finally looks at Arla and was like, oh, wait, you're actually the bad guy. Why you had to wait for the Sporex to be omen before you did that, I don't know. But, of course, you find out that in reality, they're a bad guy. And, of course, Zayto's like, well, I'm just going to grab you and hit this, and now we're out. So, problem solved. Really, if you were a bad guy in the base, you got to do whatever you can to not get touched by the Rangers. That's really where things start to fall apart. Slyther's fighting style, though, is really awesome because he's like, parry, dodge, thrust, but the one, and I know Ranger Nation was dying on this one, is when he yelled, noble sacrifice, and just kicked one of the pawn dude's henchmen into the Red Ranger. That got me. So, you know, but, like, I really did enjoy this episode, and I've been a little all over. I just got done reviewing Cut Off, and so I'm like, my voice and stuff, and I'm still trying to feel better, but guys, I really enjoyed phoning home. I mean, not just Slyther, because it's a really good introduction to a character, because it's also going to make the Rangers start going, maybe we can't trust anyone. You get a little paranoia, a little bit of head games in it, with knowing that there's a general that's going to be out there that can just look like anyone, you know, it's going to be hard to trust a little bit, but here we go. We're on episode 10. Again, no Gold Ranger, so we really are, and again, spoiler for episode 11, we don't get him either. So since Slyther can take any form, he takes the form of Mustafa, the villain from last week. We can still going to say week when they come out in batches on Netflix. That one's going to be weird. Let me know what you're going to say. The whole thing was you couldn't hit him because he was in front of a Ferris wheel, and then they cut away for Jane and Jayborg because she's still trying to chase J-Cat down because she's still her, you know, android and cares about her, and she doesn't want her to get squished by the giant monster. And then they cut back, and Mustafa just flies up because he's flying a coop, and then they just destroy him. So I don't really know what was supposed to happen with the whole Ferris wheel thing, but that didn't really happen at all. As far as Jane and Jayborg are concerned, guys, again, I get it, it may not be for you, but please just try to watch the scenes and realize, like, how much fun the actresses were probably having while doing it. That just made me laugh. Like, looking at their facial expressions, trying to keep a straight face on while Jayborg's got cat ears on. I'm like, meow, and this fish thing. I don't know, it makes me chuckle, so I hope it can make you chuckle too. Just a little break within the fighting and the Megazord fighting of the Rangers. So Slyther, as Mustafa, is down, but since he was all powered up, he doesn't go just back down to his Sporex, he goes down to his body. Kind of forgetting who he is, so of course you have Mucus, who finds him, and he's like, and you hate me, eating people! So hopefully they're gonna get along. Now, I'm not sure, but they end up fixing Solon at the end and basically saying, hey, you know, we're sorry, we should have listened to you. Although, I get Solon. First off, someone comes in and being like, hey, I'm from your planet. They start insulting your tech. This is all I'm saying. You don't insult someone's technology like that and be like, oh, well, it's just really outdated. And you're like, look, you are a guest in her cave, okay? Thank you very much. You do not do that to someone else's cave. You do not come into someone's house and start banging on their stuff. You do not on hospitality. Ranger Liz does not allow it. Okay, so we be nice to the old dinosaur, not the old lizard. Again, that line I freaking love. But there are some really great things about Dino Fury in this episode, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my rambly little fun thoughts about the episode as a whole. Really, it's just that maybe there's still some more people out there, but Zayto's still not giving up hope. He's still going to put his messages out there and hope that somebody from Rafcon is going to hear him and finally show up. Maybe it's the Gold Ranger. Maybe not, because he got the whole Ninja Nexus Prison Remember thing going with the And who knows where it's going to come from. But look, the moral of the story is I enjoyed the episode. It's back to par in my eyes. One more left, episode 11, McSpooky McManor, or something like that. And then, yeah, I'll be caught up till episode 12 comes out. I'm not sure if that's coming out on Nick or Netflix, but we do have a preview out for it. But if you haven't done already, hit the subscribe button, leave a like, let me know if you enjoyed the episode or not. I'd really appreciate it. But my name is Andrew Liz. And if no one told you today, I love you and you're awesome. I'll see you in the next video. Tools.